Welcome to Vibe Sense. Today, we're diving into a fascinating global trend. It's like a split-screen story. We've got two countries, two massive groups of talented graduates, but they're taking completely different paths after graduation. So here's the puzzle we're going to try and solve. China and India are, two of the world's biggest sources of international students. But their graduates, they follow these incredibly different paths. One group, they almost all go home, while the other largely stays and builds a life abroad. So what is going on here? What's driving this huge difference? Okay, get a load of this number. Since 2012, more than 80% of Chinese students who studied in other countries have returned home. That is a massive reverse brain drain. It's huge. So the real question is, why? All right, first up, and this probably won't surprise you, the first piece of this puzzle is money. Let's take a look at the economic math these graduates are doing in their heads.
So the core difference really boils down to opportunity. In China's booming job market, companies absolutely value that international experience. This means returnees can often land senior roles super quickly. But for Indian graduates, well, the math tells a totally different story. A starting salary in tech in the US can be 5, even 10 times higher than the same job back home. I mean, that's an economic pull that is just really, really hard to resist.
And in China, this isn't just about a paycheck. This decision has this huge cultural weight to it. There's even a special word for these returnees, hai gui, which translates to sea turtle. It's a real sign of respect for someone who went out, gathered all this knowledge from abroad, and then brought it back home. It frames the return as not just a smart career move, but, as a patriotic contribution. But it's not all about the salary. Government policy creates these powerful push and pull factors. They're either pulling graduates back home or they're making it incredibly easy for them to just stay put. Yeah, China isn't just, sitting around and waiting for its talent to come back. They are actively rolling out the red carpet. We're talking about aggressive national strategies like the 1,000 Talents Plan, which offers enormous research grants. But it's also practical stuff like startup funding, tax breaks, and even easier ways to get housing permits. They are doing everything they can to make that return journey as smooth and as rewarding as possible. Now, on the flip side, Western countries offer Indian students something totally different, a clear pathway to a new life. Think about programs like the H-1B specialty work visa in the US, or direct routes to permanent residency in places like Canada and Australia. These are designed specifically to keep top talent. So for a lot of people, the door isn't just open, it's got a big welcome mat in front of it. Okay, but let's be real. These life-changing decisions are not made on a spreadsheet alone. The third, and honestly maybe the most powerful factor here, is the incredible pull of culture and family. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? For so many Chinese students, who are often the only child, that cultural duty of filial piety, of taking care of your parents, is such a powerful force. That deep feeling of belonging, of being home, it often outweighs any financial gain from staying abroad. And then for many Indian families, you see the complete mirror image of that cultural pressure. Here, success is often defined not by coming back, but by settling somewhere else. Having a child settled in the US becomes this big mark of prestige for the whole family. It's like proof of a better life. And that family pride can be a really powerful anchor holding them there. So let's put all the pieces together. When you combine the economics, the policies, and all those family pressures, these two very, very different paths become crystal clear. At the end of the day, it's like there are two totally different centers of gravity. For Chinese graduates, almost every single force, economic, political, and cultural, is pulling them back home. But for Indian graduates, those same forces, that huge salary gap, the open immigration doors, and the family prestige, they all pull them towards starting a new life abroad. And that leaves us with one final big thought. As India's economy keeps growing and maybe Western immigration policies start to tighten up, will we see these two paths begin to look more alike? Or will they drift even farther apart? The answer to that is really going to shape the global flow of talent for decades to come. Thanks for watching VibeSense.